Radio 1, Berlin.
Radio 1, Berlin, another podcast from Rinus van Alebeek and myself, Adrian Shephard, and it's part 2.
Yeah, of part 1.
Yeah.
And this is also like geographically determined.
Yeah.
Because we walked one part and now we're going to walk the next part.
Yeah, that's life, isn't it?
And we are in front of a very strange, bulby, tubey, wheelie structure of green wrought iron.
Heavy
and
metal.
It looks like things are running through it, and there's a pumping system and a wheel that can't move because it's in concrete.
Yep.
And everything that's here can't move, and I think it's pop art.
But at one point it would have been moving, wouldn't it? And making
Yeah.
lots of sounds like
Yeah.
and stuff like that. And we're right by the Landwehr canal, and presumably it was connected with the canal, I guess. Looks like water would have gone
And this
through
is also
it
a coffee era, and this might be a very primitive, ingenious dripping system.
Could be
where everything goes through it.
Could be a massive coffee machine, the biggest coffee machine that anyone could have installed in their garden.
Because wherever you go and get your coffee to go,
yeah,
it all tastes the same.
no way. You say that, but you're an expert.
And they
on
say
this.
it's dripping from a little machine. No way. It's connected to this thing. It's a giant tube system
of Berlin,
where you get your coffee to go. Coffee.
You thought those kind of pink pipes that you saw all over Berlin were just pipes draining the ground from building and works and things like that. But really, it's coffee.
Yeah.
Coffee's passing from one part of the city to the other.
Yeah.
And the worst coffee is in which part? Neukölln? I don't know. How can I say that? I don't know. Yeah, they just take a tap off the pipes.
Yeah.
Yeah, from Charlottenburg to Prenzlauberg to Neukölln to Kreuzberg to.
Well, in fact, there is no worse
Pankow.
coffee because it's all the same machine, and it's all because people are such skilled coffee drinkers.
Sure.
They also have got a very skilled memory of coffee, and it's. You drink the memory.
Oh, wait a minute, that's not a coffee machine you can hear now. No, we're heading into a danger zone here as far as radio is concerned, because we're right next to the road. And
so in a way, we must see that we cross this whole system.
Yeah.
And if there's I don't know. Well, no.
Oh no, part 2 is looking dangerously.
So it all ends here.
It could do.
We're waiting for the green light.
Yeah, the green man. But interestingly enough, in the west, the green man is different to the green man in the east.
Oh, we're almost there. Okay.
He's a different shape.
Yeah.
He wears a hat in the former East Berlin, of course.
In Bonn, you have the head of Beethoven.
Oh, as you're crossing the road?
Instead of a man.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Bring me the head of Beethoven.
Bring me the head of Beethoven. So there is a path following the Maybach or the Landwehr Canal at the opposite side of where we were walking. But here it becomes complicated again. There's no traffic light.
No.
And we have to cross to one side in order to get to the other side.
Oh man.
Oh no, there.
Oh no, we're going to get killed.
Yeah.
Well, either it's the most boring radio show that we've ever done because it's just about crossing roads. And you could follow us. You could listen if you could listen to it with your headphones.
Yeah.
And enjoy the traffic of Berlin.
And now we go to the left.
Yeah.
Yippee!
Okay, now we're heading to the quiet canal.
Yeah. And look, you've got like stairs going
into the canal. Yeah.
With all these. What is it? Bushes hanging over.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah. They just let go.
Yep.
I read an article that the diversity of like the very small animals, the crawling animals.
Oh yeah, insects. Talking about maggot infestations.
Yeah. It's very, very, very big. In fact, in Berlin, more than in nature.
Oh yeah. Amazing.
Yeah.
But Rinus, can you remember any of your dreams? Recently.
A very strange one. But I was living in a house with like 15 or 16 or 17 Ukrainians. And it was very nice. So
cozy, nice and warm. Or were
no, the interaction with the people, but some very funny misunderstandings and and well, I really regret a little bit of waking up. It was just.
And when was that?
That was 2 or 3 days ago.
Can you talk a little bit about what's happening at the moment as far as Ukraine and Russia?
The most important fact now is that they are heading towards Kherson.
The Russians.
And Kherson is a little bit like the gate to Crimea.
Oh yeah.
But since they left Kherson without doing anything, they find it very suspicious, like an inverted Trojan horse.
Yeah. But we're talking about the Russians now, aren't we?
Yeah.
They being the Russians, or the Russian army anyway.
And it's also very much like a trick that you see in series like Homeland.
Okay.
You know, where people are going into a building and it's a trap.
Yeah.
But after 5 seconds, they say it's a trap,
Yeah.
get out, and then everybody gets killed.
Sure.
So I think they hired a scriptwriter to.
What do you think Zelensky is writing for both sides then, or?
No.
No, his wife. His wife is writing.
No, you've got more scriptwriters than Zelensky's wife. They must have hired one from Hollywood, and they make series themselves.
Yeah.
So that's
the Russians.
That's no problem.
There was a Russian James Bond series as well.
So I think in the head of the Ukrainians, who don't trust this at all, must go like from there are mines everywhere. So, and mines, they explode if you step on them. But what happens if you start bombing the place?
Yeah.
Then you've got booby traps everywhere.
Right.
And that might be like the giant trap. And this now, ladies and gentlemen, is a place that historically I like very much.
Halle Chateau.
Yeah.
The station, Halle Chateau.
Also, I think the place where Napoleon and his troops first entered Berlin.
What, on this train line?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The Halle Chateau, you know, it was at that time a gate.
Yes, Tor meaning gate in
So we are walking through the wall, through the gate.
You can feel the ghosts of Napoleon's horses. So we're going
and crossing another
road.
Another road.
Oh Jesus! Oh God! All right, let's go quick.
Yep. And one of these architectures that like style of building that I start to like.
Yeah.
This here. We've got a round square in the middle.
A bridge,
And then we've got a building following the shape of the square. So it's round.
Yeah.
Around it. And you can walk under it and people live above it.
Yeah.
And you've got Daisy Cafe and Snack.
Let's walk over here a little bit and you can hear the birds. The whole bridge is balconies from where people are living, and you can hear the birds, like the autumnal landscape of this. There's some statues around here. Do you know anything about the statues? One says 1813, 14, 1815.
Yeah, those are all the Napoleonic years of
Got it. So these are here, these big statues, these
and they won.
Plinths. Napoleon won.
First, and then he lost.
Yeah.
So the guys who lived here, they first were allied with Napoleon, and then they were against Napoleon.
Yeah, and all the coffee places here, of course, reflect.
And I don't know
that
if
Napoleon was here. Like, there's an Asian snack shop.
Yeah.
And there's the Italian coffee place there. Or it looks Italian anyway.
Yeah, you don't have a Petit Bijou thing.
There's no French
and there's
stuff
an American library at the other side. So
maybe Napoleon is living here in one of these very small sort of apartments on the bridge.
So I wonder.
Here, or some relatives of Napoleon.
This is all allegoric. So let me explain to you a little bit. Here comes the nerd again. I'm sorry, but I'm a guide and I know these things. So after Napoleon was defeated, they made a new plan for Berlin on how to build streets and places, almost. So that's why you've got Pariser Platz, which is like a rectangle.
Yeah.
Because they won, and in Paris they had to sign victory and
Yep,
things.
and make
And
everything
that's-
into a rectangle.
And that's why you have the Pariser Platz.
Yeah. Yep.
So and then you've got the Leipziger Platz,
Yep.
which is also part of the plan. And Leipzig, that was the most important battle where they won over the Napoleon army.
Mm.
And then this one is a circle. So you get the picture. You've got
Yeah.
like rectangle, octagonal,
Mm.
and this is a circle. And this was originally the square of the Belle Alliance, which were the 3 countries that were fighting against Napoleon.
Right.
So all these things were a little bit inspired by that victory. And 2 remaining streets from that plan are still here.
Yep.
It's the Friedrichstraße and the Wilhelmstraße that come out to it. And there should have been a Luisestraße, and that's not here anymore. And it's now I think the Lindenstraße, Luisestraße somewhere else. And I like this.
Yeah. And there's a little petit markt here.
Of course.
And maybe if we look closely, we can find some. I was going to say cravats, but no, that's
But
not
little
right, is it?
Napoleons and
Great.
little Eiffel Towers.
Yeah, tiny little remembrances and little guillotines. Maybe what did the
Oh, that would be great.
That would be great, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So if like tourist.
That actually work.
Yep. Oh, look at this incredible.
You could use a little guillotines for your maggots
Oh,
that are growing on the ceiling.
Did we talk about the maggots in this
In the-
show?
no,
or was
no,
it
in the last
other- it
show,
was in
in
the
the
other- so
last-
look at part 1 of this
yeah.
show and you'll see. But actually, what I did with the maggots was because I came back from holiday and in the UK holiday. What am I saying? The Queen died. The new king, new prime minister,
Yeah,
etc.,
well.
etc. You know, so as the country descends into sort of turmoil and people start eating, we'll slowly start eating each other and stuff on sticks. Yeah, right.
By the way, we are not following the Landwehrkanal anymore because it
No.
becomes all streets and you end up at the Kulturforum and then you go on and to infect the Tiergarten, but that's too far away.
Some French cheese. Look, we just passed some French cheese, no doubt.
Yeah,
Oh, some gloves. I probably need some gloves. But anyway,
French bananas.
Yes, certainly. But yeah, the little maggots.
Tour de France.
Oh, oui.
bicycle
oui,
shop.
C'est vrai. That was one of the early shows that we did, wasn't it? Entirely in French.
That's
you
true.
You can look back.
Yeah,
over
yeah.
our
Le Point du
things.
Iceberg.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Le Point du Alisberg.
That was 17 years ago. 17 years ago.
No!
Reminiscing. Yep. That recording was made. The
Did our
French
voices
shows.
age?
Yeah, I don't know. Good question. I feel
wait.
my voice has gone higher and higher, baby.
So we've got a Portuguese guy and we've got a Spanish guy.
Rinus is looking in the.
Oh God, we are walking a Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So there's some markings on the floor here,
There must be a library somewhere.
and it says Miguel de Cervantes, Schriftsteller, author.
So every country they asked to send in a writer and also like a quote.
Yep.
And you've got Passau, Cervantes, Bachmann, and now Swedish.
We can read some of these things
and
out.
Finnish.
Free thinking is good. Rightful thinking is better. There you go. Freidenken is groß. Denken is größer.
Yeah,
That's
but in
Thomas
fact it's about
Torried.
friet and tanks, no?
Oh, is it about tanks?
Yeah, that's a tanker red ersturre.
Ah,
And if you think about friet, then you use
fritters.
yeah.
Chips? No. But I know you're getting really confused, our listeners now, but we're walking along this road and we're walking away from the Hallische and on the ground are these big plates on the floor with different authors in, as Rinus said quite rightly. What does this say? He who seeks is awaited, he who waits is only found.
Yeah. But why should they do it? Is there a library somewhere?
Don't know. The future of Europe lies not in separatism, but
Wait a minute.
But
the other side is of course the American library, but why would they put it here?
Oh yes, true.
There's no space over there.
I don't know. Maybe there's books buried underneath this ground or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, the future of Europe lies not in separatism, but in a sensible division of labour. Reciprocal economic integration of the whole European continent ought to be.
Why did they
the obvious
ask for a
aim.
quote from a statesman?
I don't know.
Okay.
talking about Brexit, the UK, Europe, and all this sort of stuff.
Oh, this is important for you.
What's that? Go on. My name? Oh, Malta.
Yeah.
Malta. Okay, yeah, because I'm a Maltese citizen.
And the guy is still alive. You could actually write him a letter.
Ask him
or send a postcard for, look what they've done to your quote in Berlin.
Yeah.
Everybody's stepping on it. It's full with
exactly. There's
marks and
autumn
stains.
leaves. It's a bit dirty. Needs cleaning.
Come on, read it in your own language.
I should go to the. Oh yeah. Okay. So we breathe also to understand. Yeah, that's
what I don't like is that they translated Allah with God.
Yeah. True. Yep. Go on. Tell us the subtle difference then.
It's the religion. Stupid.
Create like God, command like a king, labour like a slave. That was Constantin Brancusi.
You see, they also have a different god in Romania. It's a Dumnezeu.
Dumnezeu, yeah.
Huh?
True. True.
And what word do we see here? Almost.
Zoo. Zoo. Yeah. Su.
No, put an S to it, and you've got the Greek
Zeus.
guy.
Zeus.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Which language is that though?
It's a Romanian. So
that's Romanian.
So you can enter this country, but you have to leave your S behind.
Yep.
Get the pun?
Yep. Kind of. Okay. Our listeners are completely confused now, especially if you've just joined us. This one's upside down as well. Look, they could have put it the right way up. I don't know.
Because here they tell you what it is, and then you have to walk it backwards, I think.
Maybe, yeah.
Otherwise it wouldn't be upside down. I don't understand.
So this one says, we were talking about wars. Since wars begin in the minds of men, it is in the minds of men that the defences of peace must be constructed. Men.
Nobody told this.
There you go, men.
Oh no, Irina Bokova. Okay. Yeah.
So
this is from the Club of Visionaries.
And here we are at Edeka and the
yeah, and now I have to try very hard to.
Oh, we were talking about dreams, weren't we?
Yeah, now I have to. Okay, we just have to head on, and then we can go back.
Yep, true. We can return. But yeah. I had a dream last night that I left my body. Have you ever had those dreams, lucid dreams or out of body experiences in dreams, or dreams where you know you're dreaming? So I kind of slipped out of my body, and then these creatures or other spirits or something surrounded me, and then I had to do some jobs. I had to work in my dreams, not.
Oh God! Even in your dream, you work.
Yeah, and it was psychedelic. It was really not colourful, but it was odd. When you wake from a dream, I can't even remember the stuff now, but I know that I was able to leave my body, and I was aware of that I was dreaming, and people that I was with when I left my body. This shows that it was probably not true at all. They saw me as a kind of ghost. So they
because you left your body.
Then I realised, oh yeah, wow, I have actually done it, and they can see me, and you can see me, and stuff like this. So and it's all true, and yes, and the planet will be saved, and aliens will land in the middle of
what series are you watching?
Stuff like that. What series am I watching?
Yeah.
Good question. The Crown, I think, actually. Last thing I was watching was the new series of The Crown with the Queen. Oh yeah, and the Britannia ship. When John Major came into power, I think this was in the 90s. I may be wrong here, but as far as the timeline's concerned, British Parliament and stuff. But John Major, who was also a Conservative, and it was shortly before Labour came in, and that was shortly before Tony Blair and went to war in Iraq. But yeah, the Queen went to John Major, allegedly. I don't know whether this is true or not, but the royal yacht needed like so many millions and stuff, and it was in the middle of people starving and stuff like this, and John Major trying to keep the country together and things, and she wanted the state to pay for the yacht and not the royal family. That was the thing, and whether it's true, it's probably true. It's probably true. Here's some more flowers.
Yeah, but also a little bit
some Jewish
history. Let me read this, because
Let's go for it.
This is like Berlin disappeared.
What is it? We're looking at a glass sign with, and it says the beginning of film.
So this is the place where the first street scenes were filmed. Because this guy, Oscar Mester, he had a studio here.
Ah.
And this was the guy, war cinemas on the Western Front. Nothing new, nothing new.
No.
So they were very boring because there was no news from the Western Front. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. And in 250 meters is the Jewish Museum. Of course, we can see
that
this.
way.
Maybe we're going to walk down this road and then head back.
Yeah,
to,
because Kreuzberg is just one straight line.
We have to be very careful of leaving our Kiez, leaving our area of Kreuzberg, because you don't know what happens when it gets dark.
Do you smell this?
Oh yeah. Oh, now I'm hungry. It's chicken, isn't it, from this place?
No, it's
over
the
here?
Indian
Shawarma.
Indian restaurant. I thought I recognized the smell from when I was in India.
What Indian restaurants in India?
Yeah.
If you could be on a desert island for the rest of your life, if you were shipwrecked on an island, the Kreuzberg Island, and you could only eat one thing every day, what would it be?
And I could eat only one thing every day.
Yeah.
Well, all the things that I make, they taste the same anyway, so I wouldn't mind.
Me too. Like what though? What then?
I don't know what's growing on that island.
It's the recipe part of the show.
What's growing on that island?
Everything arrives in smashed up boxes, So.
Well, I eat that.
No. Your ship went down.
Yeah.
Just bits came ashore with you. There's no people or anything. There's a cooker, of course. But the point of the question is, what could you eat every day for the rest of your life?
Well, I can't choose, no? It just arrives like...
Your favourite thing. It's your favourite thing. It happened to be because when you left, the Netherlands, and you happened to fill the ship with your favourite food, just in case...
I was so stupid just to put one thing in it.
Went down.
Listen, I have to fill my ship because it goes down and I will only eat this.
I'll have to think about this.
It's
getting too complicated now. But
of course there will be cans, no?
Okay, all right, cans if you want. But you could have fresh food if you want. But it's only one.
But you just survive for 3 weeks and then the fresh food is not fresh anymore.
True. Yeah, but you were only going to live 3 weeks anyway because when the ship went down, there was the part of the flag, the pirate ship flag, went through you and gave you an injury that
I only lived 3 weeks.
Going to recover from anyway. So. Yeah, but there's some kind of food that you thought, I really want, and there was a magic wand as well, some kind of Harry Potter sort of scene or something, and you only had one wish. Yeah. So what would it be then? Oh.
I think it would be a lamb vindaloo.
Oh, thank God for that. Okay, yeah, me too, actually.
I mean, 3 weeks to live, I might as well eat meat. Yes. Who cares?
Rinus, you're vegetarian, but as the ship goes down, you suddenly decide.
No, listen, I'm not a vegetarian. This is a political.
It's roadkill.
This is a political motive.
Ship kill.
And now I want to explain to all the vegetarians: just stop caring about yourself and stop caring about your body, because the problem is much bigger, and it's all in the numbers. If you go to Holland, I don't know how many pigs there are. There are like 100 million chicken.
Too many, you mean?
100 million.
Oh, wow.
There's 1 million cows.
If they learn how to make fire,
there's 1 million cows.
We're finished.
No, we're not finished. There's 1 million cows in Holland. So now it's all about numbers, right?
Yeah.
How much piss and poo every day from one cow?
Yeah, methane.
Where does it go?
Yeah, into the atmosphere.
How much space do they need?
Infinite amount of space.
How much space? 1 million. Where do you put them?
Space is the place.
What could you build there instead? How could you design the landscape instead of that? And then going back to it, these cows have to eat.
True. Yeah. True.
How much food for one cow?
Yeah.
Where do you produce it?
In the fields.
What could you make? What could you grow there instead?
Corn on the cob.
It could be all for people.
True, yeah. But on your desert island, you think, well, those things don't matter anymore.
I'm going to die, and it's here.
Well, yeah.
And I'm not in the production line anymore.
And there's no rice.
Just look
there's
around.
No rice, just vindaloo curry.
Just look around.
For 3 weeks.
This place is great.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Can you describe it?
Well, it's an open space in the middle of Kreuzberg, and it's in the middle of what once was a busy and thriving city, industrial center, financial center, scientific center. Everything was happening here in Berlin.
Yep.
And Kreuzberg was one of those exploding, very densely populated areas. And now you've got an open space.
Yep.
Right in the middle of it.
Amazing.
Between those streets that I just described, what was the plan for the city if you're going to develop it?
Yep.
Like the Friedrichstraße, and there was the Luisestraße, which is now the Linienstraße. And the only thing that you see are new buildings, don't you? Right?
Yep.
Right?
Beautiful.
You see high rises?
Is it? I don't know.
This is a very poppy and sweet kind of architecture with all these little things on it, and then the nice grey and the nice green.
Yep. It's kind of military as well, isn't it? Kind of in a way, like children's toy, sort of military.
Yeah, the wooden children toys.
Yeah.
With the wooden nose and the wooden beak.
And this big black building behind us, but it's kind of tastefully done, and it fits with the feeling that I feel at the moment. Like
Oh yeah, that's wood, huh? That's
should
nice.
be working on a oil rig or something. Yep.
But anyway, this was completely full, of course. Here, this was neighborhoods with blocks of houses, and this was just destroyed in World War II, and nothing was here anymore.
Look at that respectful silence.
and this is what I think is so weird, because this is how they rebuild it, and it's a square that doesn't make any sense. These trees, they stand in line, like waiting for their marching order.
So, but that brings us kind of to the end of this show.
We are in the middle of nowhere, ladies and gentlemen.
It is the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And these shows are about Berlin. They're Berlin stories.
Yeah.
So from a very autumnal evening.
Free oil for everyone.
Radio on Berlin, radio-on-berlin.com, and listen to our podcasts and stuff like that. Rinus van Alebeek and myself, Adrian Shephard, wishing you a very good night, or a good morning, or a good coffee machine.
Yeah, important.
Oh, and last thing, just as we're about to tie up the show, a dog is doing its business right in front of us, and the wind is gently giving us the nice morsel of the smell of this. So, yeah. So when you're on your desert island, just think.
Oof! No, I smell the dog.
Isn't it the
Push,
planet?
push, push.
Yeah. Let's move out.
Oof,
moving out.
oof.
Moving on. Well, mind you said about your desert island. You said you wanted to have lamb vindaloo for the last 3 months of your life on your desert island. Well, the whole desert island might end up smelling like that after a while.
Why you're going to say, look where the wind is coming from, and then you're going to the edge of the island where the wind is going from the island.
Other way, away from the toilet.
Yeah, and so people can
island.
smell the vindaloo and say, what's the smell of
or maybe
vindaloo?
some.
There must be a very fancy restaurant on that island.
Exactly.
And so, hey, bye, thanks.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, come again.
Save me. Maybe some boat happens to be passing and smells your vindaloo.
This is sweet. Oh, we haven't got a picture for this show.
No, we're definitely going to do the picture. We'll do it now, shall we? Okay, thanks for listening. Picture this, a day in November. Picture this, not so freezing cold weather.
Okay, like this. Boink.
You have been listening to Radio on Berlin.